Hey, welcome to my weekly rant. So we talk about what's hot, what's not, and everything in between. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome back to my channel. If you have not already, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and continue to leave me those great comments. So, let me just take a deep breath, you guys, because it's hot today. I don't know where you're at, but I'm in California, and it's been hot, like 109, 110, 111. So yeah, needless to say, I have been in the air conditioner, or in the pool, but even during the day, it feels like too hot to get in the pool. So we've been like swimming at night. It's just too hot to be outside. So taking a deep breath on that. And I got a little cocktail here. You guys, this is just a little Corbel champagne. I love champagne, and I added, my friend bought me these little elixirs that you can add to your champagne just to kind of make it fun. It looks like a little potion, if you could see that. If you mix it around, looks like a little potion. Anyways, they have subtle taste to them. The pink one, this is like a rosé flavor, but to me it's more for the visual effect. Ooh. So cheers. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude. Cheers. Take a couple sips before I get into this video. So I wanted to come to you all to tell you about my recent experience traveling during COVID, okay? So most of you who know me very well know that traveling is like my #1 favorite thing to do. Me and my husband love to travel, okay? So COVID came, right? COVID came and it's like, you can't travel, you can't go anywhere, you can't do anything, right? So we've just been in the house, still been working, but I mean, we literally canceled our big travel plans. We had a trip planned to Jamaica and to Orlando this year, to Disney World, right? So all that we canceled, and we canceled reluctantly because we were still like waiting to the last minute, trying to see if we could still follow through with our travel plans. But anyways, long story short, I ended up canceling, obviously, because Disney World just didn't seem feasible this year. Even though they opened back up, there were still too many restrictions. So I said, nah, just cancel it. And then Jamaica, to get into the country of Jamaica, they still had a little bit too many requirements as it relates to COVID that I'm just wasn't comfortable with. You know, some testing at the airport. They download an app onto your phone to kind of track you to see if you're at one location, because you're supposed to, when you get to Jamaica, quarantine yourself for 14 days at one location, which, I mean, we stay at the Palace Resorts. So shout out to the Palace Resorts. I am a proud Palace Resort Diamond member. I talk about that in other videos too. If you're interested, check it out. I'll leave some links in the description box. But we primarily stay on the resorts anyway, so quarantining wouldn't have been a big deal. It just was like weird to me. Like, you want to put an app on my phone to make sure that I'm working. I was just like, no, it's too much. Cancel, right? And so we canceled all those plans. And then my husband was like, he started getting antsy. He was like, let me take another sip. He was like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go somewhere. I got a vacation. And I'm like, well, I don't think we're supposed to be leaving the country right now, you know? It went from you can't leave the country and to you can, you know, it's just not suggested for leisurely travel. So we decided, hey, we'll just take a short road trip here to Tahoe, which is like 2 hours for us. Beautiful lake. I was okay with that. Now my husband, he was like, no, I want to get away. So we usually go to Mexico at least once a year. That's like our second home at this point. And of course we stay at the Moon Palace. Shout out to the Moon Palace in Cancun. Absolutely love it, right? So we started doing a little bit more research, and we realized that Mexico was just pretty much like being at home. They didn't have a lot of the same restrictions. So long story short, my husband convinced me, let's go to our resort in Mexico. Okay. I was still reluctant. I'm not going to lie. I was still reluctant. And excuse me, I was surprised that I was the reluctant one and he wasn't, because he's usually the more cautious one and I'm more the rebel. So it was weird. It was like we switched places for a minute. So he booked us for Moon Palace, Cancun for 2 weeks. Okay. And because of COVID, they were giving this huge deal. It was like buy one, get one free. So we got the price of a 2-week vacation for what we typically would pay for 1 week. So I was like, okay, you know, and we can take vacation whenever we want. That's another luxury of our employment and our businesses. So I was like, cool, let's go. So I want to share with you guys what it was like. I said all that to say I'm so long-winded. I want to share with you some of my experiences, because prior to me going, I was on YouTube looking for videos and blogs from other people to tell me, like, what is it like to travel right now? Because it was kind of an unknown and I was a little scared, to be honest. So I was like, let me do this video so I can share with other people who might be looking for the same information I was looking for. So again, to circle back, traveling to Mexico right now is pretty lax. It's pretty much like being here in the States. You have to wear a mask, of course. Now, again, we're staying on the Palace Resort, Moon Palace. We stayed on the Nizuc side and we stayed at the Grand. And for visitors like ourselves, you do not have to wear a mask on the resort, but all the employees do. So first of all, the resort is only at 30% capacity, so it's not crowded at all. So it's up to you whether you want to wear a mask or not. It's not required on the resort. Now, if you leave the resort and let's say get on a transportation to go on an excursion or something like that, you need to have on your mask throughout the whole time you're on transportation to excursions and things along that line. But the mask was pretty lax. Majority of the time we were on the resort, we did not have a mask on, okay? Now, traveling to Mexico, we're flying out of Sacramento, California. Of course, at the airport, you have to wear a mask. Throughout the entire flight, you have to wear a mask. It was no big deal. Really, at this point, wearing a mask is like second nature to me at this point. On the flight, we took Delta Airlines. They do not fill any of the middle seats. So that was amazing. It's 4 of us traveling. So we had a row of 3 seats for 2 of us and another row of 3 seats for the other 2. So plenty of space. It was wonderful. Wonderful. Delta, excellent customer service. We flew in Delta Comfort Plus. They still serve cocktails. So I was happy. I was happy. I will say, I'm kind of jumping around, but my husband bought the mask with like the little filter on it for our travel, thinking that they would be a little bit more breathable. And we wore those there. We were in Mexico for 2 weeks. By the time we got ready to fly back, the airport was like, no, you can no longer use those masks with the little filters on it. So luckily we had extra masks that just were the complete face coverings. They only allow those now in the airports and air on the flights. So that's how fast things change. Within 2 weeks of us being in the beautiful country of Mexico, that fast, within 2 weeks, they changed the regulations on what type of masks are acceptable in the airport and on the flights. So we had to ditch those masks and put on our regular face covering with no like filters or hole, you know, the little one with the little hole or filter on the side. They do not allow those in the airports or on any flights anymore. And that happened, like I said, that fast. I just wrote some notes here. I already talked about the resort capacity. They're only at 30%. For all you Palace Resort lovers, members, goers like ourselves, you know, in Cancun at the Moon Palace, there's Nizuc, Sunrise, and Grand. Sunrise is closed, okay, completely closed. So they only have Grand and Nizuc open, and those are only at 30% capacity. So you pretty much feel like you have the resort to yourself. I mean, the restaurants aren't full. You go to any restaurant like you do here at home, they have the menu that you can scan with your phone and pull it up digitally, no paper menus, all the same stuff that you see and experience here. Sanitation is at a heightened height. You have to, use hand sanitizer before you go into any restaurant, before you go into any space, into the spa. The spa is open, but of course you have to use hand sanitizer. Everybody has to wear a mask. Of course, you as the customer, you do not have to wear a mask. Okay. What else? Now, the excursions. So we did go on one really big excursion where we explored the caves, which was amazing. And I will say, because there's not that many people there, it was only us and one other family on the excursion, which made it really cool, because typically, those excursions, sometimes there could be a lot of people, and it was just nice having us and one other family. And you do have to wear a mask, like I said, when you're on the bus going to your destination. But I really like the fact that there weren't that many people on the excursion this time. Yeah, so that was a plus to me. I will say about one of the restaurants, if you've ever been to Moon Palace, or even if you haven't, they have a Brazilian steakhouse in Nizuc. Now, because of COVID, the Brazilian steakhouse experience is not the same. I didn't really care for it. I love the Brazilian steakhouse style where they come around and cut the meats off for you. Because of COVID, they cannot do that. So now it's just a preset menu where you can just order different cuts of steaks. They don't have that many choices. So that experience to me was kind of ruined. I mean, it is what it is. When we left the airport, we left Mexico. We didn't have to do this going there. When we came back, there's a questionnaire. And it's just simple questions you answer, like, have you had a temperature within the last 14 days? Have you come in contact with anybody who's tested positive for COVID? It's like 5 questions, and each person traveling has to answer yes or no to those questions. Of course, we all answered no, and we went about our way. We boarded the plane. So it was simple. It was simple. Yeah, that is about, just reading my notes, you guys. That's about it. I mean, I want to say to anybody who feels anxious or anxiety about traveling right now to Mexico. Now, I'm speaking about Mexico specifically. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. Really, it's all good. Now, if you're going to some other country outside of Mexico, I advise you to do your research. If you go on to most of the airlines' websites, they will have each country's COVID guidelines right now. I suggest you read those guidelines because each country is different. Again, I was comfortable and took my husband's word for it once I saw, like, oh, Mexico pretty much is like being at home right now. But when I saw some of the other countries' guidelines, I was like, okay, no, it was just too much. It was too many requirements where I feel like, okay, I'll just stay at home. It's not that serious. So for any of you all traveling to Mexico, specifically traveling to the Palace Resorts, don't worry, totally chill, totally kick back. And I'll actually, at the end of this video, I'm going to insert a few clips so you guys can see some of the fun that we had at the resort. If any of you are interested in traveling to any of the Palace Resorts, I have access to any of them. You can use our referral rate. We sell some of our referral weeks every year, and we have a rate that is 30% lower than the retail rate. So definitely hit me up. I'll leave my email address in the description box. You can email me if you would like to book through our referral program, or if you have any questions about the Palace Resorts or the membership or anything like that. Do not hesitate to contact me. Some of you guys already have. Shout out to you. I welcome questions, and I welcome anyone who wants to book through our referral program. It's an amazing 5-star resort. You will not be sorry. And you get this time we visited, we actually upgraded to the Diamond membership, which is the highest level of membership they have. Oh my God. The Palace experience is already like, they're waiting on you hand and foot. The Diamond experience takes that to the the next level. I mean, we had a private butler, private concierge. I mean, the list goes on and on. So we've been Palace members for 7 years. So if anybody has questions, don't hesitate to ask. And yeah, if you're interested in traveling through our referral program, like I said, hit me up. I can answer all your questions. Just see if there's anything I missed. Nope, that's it. So you guys make sure to like, share, subscribe, leave me some comments, and check out some of the clips from our most recent vacation. And I'll talk to you all later. Peace out.